Hi everyone, I am Ben and I am joined today with May. I'll let May talk a little bit about how we got connected and go from there.
Yeah, so Ben and I met through someone that we both know. It was someone that I was friends with in college, and she just reached out saying that she had a friend who was also a Chinese adoptee and looking to connect with more adoptees. And I did some adoptee related community building in college and after college. So I guess she thought that we would be a good connection to make and introduce us.
Mhm. Yeah, we spent since November or so, started talking back then. I think it was around.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not too sure. It's been a while.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so very grateful to have that mutual friend kind of connect us and get talking. We've spoken a lot about our different backgrounds and experiences and the overlaps in that. Um, so yeah, today we'll talk a little bit more specific about that and then have it recorded. I will be breaking down the video so it's digestible for the audience. So yeah, the first topic is going to be about how your impact in, or your environment had impacted where you grew up, how you became to be, and things like that. And if that had a big role or didn't have a big role in who you are now.
I would say that the way that I grew up and where I grew up had a very significant impact on me in all aspects. So for context, I was born in China and then adopted to rural Pennsylvania when I was, I think, 15 months old. So I spent all of my life in rural Pennsylvania before college. It was a very white and conservative area, and it was kind of um, working class and kind of lower to middle class. And my brother and I were only a handful of Asian people in the community, um, much less people of color in a classroom. It would be 25 students, and I was the only non-white person. So it was a very isolating experience. And ever since that I was young, I always knew that I was Asian, and that made me different from everyone and made me feel very different and very isolated because my brother and I experienced a lot of racism and bullying, especially when we were younger. But I felt like this made me very resilient in a way, and just being able to withstand discomfort and feeling very different and feeling alone, I guess. But it also made me very aware of people's differences and very interested in learning about different people, different languages, different cultures. Ever since I was in middle school, I loved consuming media from other countries. Like I love watching anime and listening to French music and just like learning about all different kind of people because I was different from everyone and I knew that there were different cultures and different people out there. So I just really wanted to learn about different walks of life and also became very passionate about uh, addressing different forms of social and racial inequality in high school and in college, and then now in my professional career. So that experience growing up and feeling very isolated and alone and experiencing a lot of racism has really affected me personally, but also professionally.
Yeah. And I find this interesting. So you were also adopted with another boy from the same orphan?
No, we're not biologically related. He's 10 months younger than me from a different city.
Okay. Okay. Um, do you think that that helped you along the way of knowing that there was someone else who could kind of share your experience and support you in that regard?
In some ways, yes, especially when we were both kids in elementary school and both encounter the same kind of racism and bullying, but we never talked about it, even, at family gatherings and things when people would say offhandedly racist comments and things. It was nice having someone who would kind of look at and that kind of confirm that, well, what you were thinking, that, oh, that wasn't really that great what that person said. So it was nice feeling a sense of solidarity in that regard, but we never really talked about our experiences growing up and what it felt like. But it was nice having another Asian person in my life like that. And quite frankly, I think he was the only like Asian person that I had in my life for a very, very long time.